Hello, Benjies. Welcome to the BingeWorthy podcast, part of the Geekish Network. My name is Johnny Randolph, and with me we have Courtney. Courtney, say what's up to the people.
Hello, hello.
We have Chuck.
Chuck, what it do? What it do, you all?
And Rakai, say what's up to the people, bro.
Hello, Governor.
And tonight we are talking Kaleidoscope. Netflix's Kaleidoscope. It runs about 55 minutes up to an hour. It has 8 episodes, and the premise of the show is Kaleidoscope is a heist drama following a group of thieves who attempt to crack into a vault containing more than $7 billion in bonds. It spans a 25-year timeline, which encompasses the characters' varied backgrounds, how they came together, and what happened in the aftermath. Our show, we are going to decide whether this show is bingeable. We've submitted our initial ratings to our technical director. Keep in mind, we do not know how each of us voted. So, Rodney, let us know, how did everybody vote for Kaleidoscope? Is it on the screen yet? Because I do not see it.
Not yet.
All right. Okay.
Here we are.
All right. So this is how we voted for Kaleidoscope. We had Miss Courtney Scott, right? She gave it a mini meal. All right. So we got a mini meal for Courtney. We got a full meal for Rakai. I'm just adding up the scores. We got Chuck with a full meal. And we got me with a mini meal. So that gives a cumulative score of 14. We divide that by 4. That brings us right in at a 3.5. So we will go ahead and round that up to a full meal. So right now we're starting off with a full meal for Kaleidoscope. Now, Kaleidoscope, this series is interesting. Netflix dropped it all at once, but the order of the show is not done in a linear fashion. It's not episode 1 or followed by episode 2 or episode 3. They dropped it all together, and you can watch it in any order that you want. As a matter of fact, Netflix will leverage your viewing history to recommend how you want to watch it. Now, you don't have to follow that. You can do it however that you want to. And from what I read, there are over 5,800 ways that you can watch this series. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start with you, Courtney. I want to hear, how did you watch Kaleidoscope? And what order did you watch it?
So mine came in, it started with yellow, then green, then I forgot.
Blue.
Okay. Yellow, green, blue, I think purple.
It was orange.
Orange and then purple. But then I
Violet.
skipped it. I skipped because I was bored. After purple, that was the one where, we find out about his past, like 24 years prior to the current events. And I was just bored. At that point, I was like, okay, let me look and see what's next. Then like next was like, 6 weeks after the heist. And then it was like so many months after the heist. And I was like, I need to see what happened in this heist because y'all getting on my nerves. So I jumped white in, which was the actual heist. Which was technically, I think that was supposed to be like the second to last one or the last one of them. I don't
Order
know.
it just depends on how it appeared in your queue.
Right. So, for me, I thought that the concept was way more exciting than the execution of the actual series.
Okay.
I thought that it was really inventive in the way that they wanted to tell it, given the fact that it was kind of like you choose your own. And I love the fact that everybody else got, the story told in a different way. Or basically the lineup was a different way based on your viewing history. And I thought that was exciting. I just wish that the show was every bit as like novel as the concept.
Okay. Rakai, how did you watch Kaleidoscope?
I started with Green, where they were in prison 7 years before the heist. Then I went to Violet, 24 years, showed all the backstory, how he ended up in prison. Then I went Yellow 6 weeks before, Orange 3 weeks before, Blue 5 days before, then Red. For some reason, I went Red the morning after the heist. Then I watched Pink, which was 6 months after the heist. And then I watched the very last. I watched White. I watched the heist last, for whatever reason.
We shared similar the last three. For me, I did Green at 7 years, Yellow 6 weeks before, Blue 5 days before, Violet 24 years before, Orange the 3 weeks before. Then I did Red the morning after the heist, Pink 6 months after the heist, and then White the actual heist. Okay. Doc, how'd you watch it?
I did Yellow 6 weeks before the heist, Green 7 years before the heist, Blue 5 days before the heist, Orange 3 weeks before the heist, Violet 24 years before the heist, Red the morning after the heist, Pink 6 months after the heist. Then I ended with White, the heist.
Okay. All right. In the chat, it was saying that White was supposed to be viewed last, according to Netflix. I had heard that, but I saw other iterations where White was not the last one.
I heard that too. I heard that White was, most people got White, but some people didn't get White, or they chose to choose in a different order.
Yeah, Pink was supposed to be last for me.
Pink was supposed to be last for you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So not everybody got it the same way. And did you choose it, or did Netflix identify for you, Courtney?
Netflix had red, white, pink for me. Okay, red, and white, I skipped ahead white because I just wanted to know. I was like, I need to know what happened. And I chose to watch it in a linear way from that point on. So I watched white, red, pink.
Okay. And people could watch it in actual chronological order from like 24 years to, it's just all about how you wanted to do it. Okay. So Rakai, we're going to start with you. What did you think about the quality of the actors and the characters for this show? We had Giancarlo Esposito in it, and he's one of the goats. But we had another ensemble. We had other people in the ensemble cast. What did you think about the quality of the acting for the show?
I think for a series lead, it's hard to go wrong when you got Giancarlo Esposito. I mean, that is definitely a man who deserves his flowers and deserves his flowers now. A lot of the roles that he takes, he disappears into, and it's almost like you don't really see him anymore. You see whatever characters he's playing. I did really like the way that he played Leo Papp, or whatever his name was, his two names in this. So I loved him in this role. I loved the kind of, even when he was a strong boss and then he was kind of undecided and stuff, the whole love affair between him and Penelope Cruz. I loved her being a little bit more ruthless than what I'm used to seeing her. Uh, Rufus Sewell is a fantastic actor, but I feel like he always plays the same part though, just a different variation of the same damn bad guy.
Yeah.
And my new unsung hero, just I don't know why. Every time I see her, I just love her. Tati Gabrielle. I first saw her in the 100. Then she was in the chilling adventures of Sabrina, and just every time I see her, she just lights up off the screen for me. So I don't know. I like the actor, and I can't stand Jack Courtney. I don't know what it is about his face and him playing dumbass Bob. Like I don't understand why you love him and kill him with a brick in the first damn episode. I swear, for Jesus.
So he knew the assignment then. So he knew the assignment, didn't he?
So yeah, was that it? Was it that he knew the assignment and you didn't like him, or you just can't get with him altogether?
And then when they did the
It's just irritating.
When they did the heist, and he went back for the jewelry, I just like kill him now. Kill him, please.
Courtney, you're an actress. So what did you think about the quality of the acting for this series?
I loved Giancarlo Esposito. Like he can do no wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like right down to him from who's the chicken man? Gus Fring in Breaking Bad. And obviously all the he has an illustrious career, like too much to to list. But he I don't know what it was about this one. Like I love him in everything, and I didn't not like him. I think that they just, it was the story for me. He did everything he could. He did everything right, acting wise. Like he did everything that was asked of him. He understood the mission, and he did what was put before him. Tati Gabrielle, I wish I loved her as much as you did. She was that girl in Uncharted, right? The weird bad guy who was kind of irritating. And I think again, it wasn't her. I think it was the writing for me. Like the way that they wrote her character, like I felt like they benched her because we found out early on that, spoiler alert, she was pregnant. And so therefore, I thought it was a disservice that you didn't ever see her join the team per se. And or for her and her, I thought it was a great reveal that her and her little sister, had their own little mini heist, but it just undercut the story. So that for me came down to affected the acting, because I was like, what's going on? Yeah.
Sure.
But other than that, I thought everybody, and kind of like, what's his name? What's Jay Courtney? That's the guy that was the dumb bot. Yeah. I was like, why can't he just die?
Okay, so Chuck, we're gonna transition over to you. So were you able to follow the timelines and the aging of each character throughout this? Because we got some really large jumps. We got everything from 24 years prior to the heist to 6 months after the heist.
Yes. I was able to follow the heist, but actually when I started and they gave me the color, I would rewind just a little bit to see where it was in the timeline. So when I go into the episode, so I actually paused it, rewind a little bit, make sure I got the title right. I saw the color. I made sure 6 weeks, 7 weeks. So I didn't have my computer or anything in front of me. I completely read off the TV the whole entire time. So it was easier for me to follow. And as I followed it, like the holes that were gapped in the story, I like how other episodes filled it. So I figured it was like the jigsaw. It was a Tetris. And I just had to follow the stories long enough to figure out what's going on. I couldn't wait to get to the heist episode because I'm like, what happened at the heist where they got with what happened with the spoils of the heist war? And when I kind of predicted what happened when I found out what the spoils were, and I'm like, I know how they got that. I know why that happened. And I love that reveal of when it was explained.
Okay. So Did anybody's imagination just kind of start running wild about the heist? Like, because I saw the 6 months after the heist before I saw the actual heist. And so my imagination just started going wild on what went wrong here. So did anybody have any color or fill in what they thought might have happened for them to be in this predicament? Start with you, Ricardo. Did your mind just start to wonder, like, hey, like, what happened? Or start filling in things?
Well, I thought that it was predictable, and I knew because Giancarlo Esposito's character let that go in one of the early episodes about, Tati Gabrielle being his daughter, her being the inside man. She was the other, member of the crew, but she wasn't part of the crew kind of thing. Like, so I thought that she had something to do with it. So I didn't know how she did it, but I thought that she had something to do with it. I just, I didn't know what was going on, but it was predictable. And, like even when she brought her little sister into work, I thought they had something going on, but I didn't expect it was to the level that they did, when it was finally revealed how they did it. So,
Courtney, we agree with her actions? Because I thought her taking the bonds saved that whole crew's life. You agree with her action, or you just thought she was acting out of her own self-interest, or did you just not even care?
Oh no, I definitely believe it was a selfless act. I definitely believe that she did that in order to save her father. Like, I don't think she gave a crap about, she didn't know anybody else other than him. And she had already lost him once. So I understood why she did that. I think it was very clever that to have her do that with her sister. I just think that it was too left field, because at this point, everybody thought that she was the inside man. That was just her role. But to see her come around and do this side swipe, why even go through doing it? Why agree to be the inside man if you're just going to sideswipe them? They could have been killed. Like, that to me makes it stupid. Like, I'm sorry. Like, why do it?
On top of the fact that at the end, all of them died anyway.
All of them died anyway. Like, legitimately. The only death that was justified was like Bob. And again, like kind of like Rufus ended up getting away. Like,
Not
I felt
all
bad.
of them died.
I thought we had
the dumb girl. Yeah. But
Judy
do we think
didn't
that she
die.
left? Judy. Yeah, Judy
Yeah, she left. I think
die.
she left. I think she got in the car and left. She had the $100,000.
She left him eating there with his choking on a hot dog or must taco, whatever it was. And I was like, oh, he kind of needs to be left.
Yeah.
Why y'all feel he needs to be left?
I just didn't like Stan. Stan got on my last nerve.
He's a little soft, but I don't think he deserved to be left.
He should have been the one doing the leaving. You saw her kill old dude. You knew she killed him. The what's his name?
RJ.
You knew he killed RJ, and you hooked up with her. Like, still, are you that weak?
Yeah.
Like,
this
is and that's my point. And that's my point. Like, that's the problem. Like, you're that weak. Like, you literally are spineless.
Yeah.
And I just don't have respect for him.
Right? Like his mother and his sister got killed. He knew that. He was broken. He was by the time he was with her, he was all the way broken.
And then I was mad that they left the bag. Sorry, Chuck.
Yeah, it was broken. But I found I actually thought RJ was part of the part of the double cross too. I thought RJ was part of the double cross. I thought they killed him, and I was like, oh, it's sad that he wasn't. Like him and like Tatiana recruiting him to be the inside man for her, and he was trying to work with her and sort it out, and he got killed by accident. In the heist.
Yeah, I just didn't think that he needed to like die. I think like a complete death was a disservice to both his character and Judy's character, because there was no redemption for her, because you killed him in trying to like save your boyfriend or your husband or whatever, your husband, and then you try to play it off like it wasn't you, and you kill your husband. So what was the point in killing RJ? Why not just kill Bob? Why not just kill Bob?
I didn't get Judy at all.
And I'm
Well,
just like, those things
After
just
that,
ruined the
she
show for
killed-
me.
Yeah, but then she killed Bob, and then when she found out that he was coming there or whatever, and when he got jumped by the feds on the beach, I mean, she was about to go back to him.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like she was, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
This is what I'm saying.
she
Like,
was
it's
a
a
hustler though, right? And maybe
She's
like
hustling.
she's just
Mhm.
out here surviving. And I could see the
Yeah.
attraction to Bob for her. She needs muscle. She's
Yeah.
out here living a real dangerous life. And
People
a
don't
lot of
understand.
people are probably coming after her. So I could see why his strength, she would be attracted to that. And her strength is she can manipulate him. So he's her muscle. I get that.
And I don't
Bob-
think it was
Bob
about the
didn't-
muscle.
Bob didn't even.
I don't think it was about the muscle.
He like chased the short bus to school. Like that boy was
Right. But he's like he's muscle and she can control him.
Yeah.
I don't think it's about muscle per se.
Why?
It's about the chase. It's about she loved that relationship between her. It's like literally like natural born killers. It's like Juliette Lewis and what's his name? Who was it? Was it Brad Pitt?
No, it was
No,
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson. It's like natural born killers. They're both psychopaths. They need each other.
Mhm.
They feed each other. It doesn't have anything to do with his size. That girl's capable. She carried Stan all that time that they're away. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't benefit, but I'm saying she needs that to control. She just couldn't control him. It got to a point where he got away from her. Like he wasn't listening to her. He was just going off and doing his own thing. Like the reason his hand got jacked up in the fight in the first heist. And
the only reason I say that is because I feel like she was playing both sides. She ended up with him.
She was on him. She was on his side. She wanted him to be her person.
Right. So,
but then he was fucking up. I was like, you gotta go.
I feel like he was a mechanism to help her in her survival and doing whatever it is that she wanted to do. And she supported that, and she didn't have to worry about him betraying her or anything. Now, there could have been some, for me, this is my interpretation. There could have been some attraction where she just was attracted to toxic men, but I feel like there was utility in what she was doing.
I think it's taking away from her own, like her own onus and purchase. Like that woman was a Black Widow. She was way more deadly than Bob ever was. Like she was kind of the brains.
But my thing is, she uses her sex appeal, her ability to manipulate men. Like Stan had the network set up before he went to prison, handed it to her to run it. Then when his boys bowed out and they all got called up, she didn't have a network, so she went to Bob and manipulated him, and did him the same way. But it was to feed Stan because he needed the SIM cards, right? He didn't need drugs. Like he's like, I don't fuck with drugs in here. I fuck with SIM cards. Because he knew that the white supremacists would whoop his ass if he dealt with drugs. So, but I think that's part of it. I think she's used to, because even I forgot which episode it was. I think it was the third one I saw, and she was talking to RJ, and she kind of manipulated RJ a little bit too. And
she manipulated everybody.
Yeah, everybody but Ray. But Ray was like all into Ava, that he wasn't
manipulated him too.
Yeah,
she's strong at it. That's her strength. Outside of making explosives, and her father was a con man and a grifter too, right?
She manipulated him to keeping Bob's ass around. You're a safe cracker. You done fucked up on the first job you went to. We need to get this
job.
You fucked up, and then not only that, you're a safe cracker. You get your hands fucked up, and then you can't even do the one thing you were here for.
That was the only reason you was there.
But Ava said it best, right?
Ass around.
But Ava said it best when he came to her house. The only reason you're still on the team is because we need your wife. The only reason you're still here is because we need your wife. Because she has a chemistry degree to blow up all kinds of shit.
Okay. All right. Okay,
but
so
everything he did, he led the feds to him. Like, just his level of stupidity was Olympic level.
He's just useless.
Yeah, absolutely. So Rakai, you gave your order of operations. But how did this technique influence your viewing of the series? Did it impact it? Did it not have any impact? How did you feel about the, gimmick that they used?
it didn't really impact it for me. And I think I agree with the point that Courtney made earlier about the idea of this was nice, but the execution did not come, especially when you have in this day and age, when you've seen enough movies. Like, to me, if we're going to do a movie like this that is out of order and I'm supposed to pull it all together at the end, then it better be pulp fiction level for me. If you're going to tell a whole bunch of random stories and then at the end I see where they all meld together and see where all these pieces fit,
Threads, all these
then
threads, where they lead.
and that was not this. These were all a bunch of, chapters. They were all, kind of one-offs. And the thing is, every single one of the characters was in every single one of the chapters almost. There was nothing for me to pull together. Like, someone told me, watch it again in a different order. Well, my brain doesn't work that way. I've already seen it. I already know what the thread is. I already know what this person is and where they come in at. So I've already seen it. I can't, it's not going to be a new movie if I watch it again in a different order. It is what it is.
Yeah, and I fast forwarded parts of it because, like, Paz Vega's whole storyline with her, like, TT, who got, like, hemmed up and like, huh?
Her TT
Yeah,
got deported.
yeah, they got deported, and then she was like double crossing Ray / Leo, and you know what I'm saying? And then I don't even remember. I don't even remember or know if I saw. I may have fast forward when he actually found out that she came back to the team because that dumb ass secure FBI agent who, hopefully she died, because I couldn't even, there was just no excuse. Like, you lost your child, you lost everything
She did die.
over good.
The triplets killed her. They
What?
Okay.
the old man shook her hand and she walked in the street and her heart stopped.
Yeah.
And they
Okay.
told her that. Yeah, they said
Well,
they're
told
so
her.
powerful that people can touch you and you'll just die in the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she died.
Who said that?
It was his partner, the Solace. Solace said it. Like, they're so
Okay.
powerful that they can shake your hand in the street and you will die in the street and nobody would ever know the difference.
Okay, so that was the triplet. Okay,
That was the
I was really
triplets.
confused on that, but I was like, who did
I
it?
thought it was them because she wouldn't let it go. She just kept trying to get, their people to, like, the triplets. I know. She kept trying to get their information. She kept trying to, like, harass them. Like, there's a new avenue. It's like, instead of doing all this trying to catch these people who don't have any money anyway, you should have been focusing on trying to get your daughter back. Now she has to grow up with her son. Yeah. Whatever. Now he got to grow up without a mother. So, but I guess he already was. So
God told her.
Yeah, he was probably better off without her. So Chuck, what'd you think about the look of this show? We had elaborate bank and vault, and it wasn't a lot out of there, but what'd you think about the
I thought it was a lot. They did a lot of sets. They had a prison set, they had a couple of homes, they went to a lot of locations. Their location scout had a field day with this show. And I thought the vault, the virtual production of that looked really, really good. It looked really real. I thought how they set the vault, how they executed it, how to get through the vault was really well done. All but Bob knows Bob. But I expect him to act the way he acted. It felt like a cartoon. And if you ever saw Netflix's The Great Pretenders, you have a kind of understanding what this show was like. But I thought the sets looked really good. I even thought that even when they got away to Ohio, that looked really good. South Carolina looked really good. I thought they did a really good job with the location scouting and actually going to different sets.
Okay. Any characters kind of stand out to you? Maybe you want to see a spinoff on something like that? Anybody?
Absolutely not. I just
you gave it a full meal.
You did. I'm, like, very surprised given that you gave it a full meal. You know what I thought was a little bit of a cheat though I appreciated the fact that you gave your hero character something to fight against, like the Parkinson's disease. I think that's what he had, right? It was very reminiscent of like Walter White having cancer and starting the drug business in as a way to like save his family. So his was kind of like a double-edged sword of like, I want to get back in my partner who let my wife die. But at the same time, I want to prove that I'm like the better thief. And I'm just like, yeah, we have already seen that though.
Yeah. I don't think he cared about stealing. I think he just wanted to get revenge on
100%.
his partner. I
Yeah.
think the heist could have completely failed, but he wanted to prove to the triplets that this vault was penetrable and that you shouldn't trust this man and come and get this man, because he knew what everybody else knew. They kill you and nobody would know they killed you. And
Well,
I
the thing
want
is,
them to
like,
kill
even
him
from-
if I can't ruin him.
But even from the time when they were 24 years in the past or whatever, and and he showed up and he had to go in the back door as a waiter, and the other dude just walked in the front door. I think he had a certain amount of resentment for that the entire time. And now all this time he's been in prison, this man then built himself up to be one of the heads of the top security firms in the world. I think he had a different kind of resentment for that, on top of the fact, not only did you double cross me and leave me there, you led to my wife being killed, me losing my child. Like, I think he had a lot going
he had a
into
lot.
that.
Like he probably took the diamonds they got from the heist, because they said it was like $100 million worth of diamonds. He created that security company. So he reinvented himself. And as a white male, you can do that. Because he talked about, I'm crawling around here, and I had to go out the window. You can go downstairs and party and walk out the front door.
Yeah.
As a playboy. And here it is. You prospered off the labor I did, and I lost my wife and my daughter.
I was also mad at the wife because she never should have gone to that job. The way that man like treated her daughter. I understand you need a job. I understand you need money to feed your family. I get it, but self-respect is priceless.
Yeah, I was angry about that too, Courtney.
And you teaching my daughter, what are you teaching your daughter? That to just give in, to just like to be punks like that they can treat you like that? Are you kidding me? I'd rather work at McDonald's. That
is common though. I mean, this is not out of the realm that happens every single day.
Yeah.
Except it totally, yes. I understand that. As from a writer perspective and from a viewer, it doesn't make me happy, because I feel like I'm watching a black woman who was raised by a single mother. Like, I mean, I just, at some point, what are you raising your child to believe? And how are you raising her to see herself? That to me, and again, that's me coming from a perspective of like a woman, not just someone in the industry who's looking at it objectively, like we needed the story to move along and we needed her to die. But I'm just saying, I feel like you could have waited to fire her. You know what I mean?
Realistic. No. I think that is completely realistic. I know people that are doing that. Like
wait. Mark said, thank goodness it wasn't released during Black History Month.
They go to jobs that don't treat them well.
Don't treat them well.
Yeah. Like, this is the most common thing in America.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I wasn't. I'm just saying
I just didn't want to see it.
I just don't want to see it. You're perpetuating the stereotype. That's the thing. It's like you're perpetuating the stereotype. Just tell it a different way. Even if they had fired her that night and she went back to yell at him, like, you're gonna give me my job back. Like, I would have loved to have seen that. I don't know. Don't just
but I understand why she did it though. Here it is. She had a car shop that was failing. She needed the money. They needed the money, and she was like, "This one day, I go back to the job. I'm back on the job. Great. I don't have to look for it." And here it is. I know my husband does nefarious things if he's not working this shop. I know he can do that. So I'll do whatever it takes.
Nefarious stuff working that shop, and they were drowning. That's the reason he accepted a job in the first place, because they were drowning. He had
and she just got fired.
Yeah. And I think another thing too, I think what's interesting in this is when you see these type of stories, especially like these like revenge things, it's like revenge was always in the cards. But I think Rufus Sewell, whatever his name was,
Yeah, Robert Silas.
he never intended to double cross him.
No, I don't think he did.
No, he
No.
didn't.
Fire
No.
and all that, like him
Roger
not
Silas.
not saving his wife and him, leaving him there. That was a complete spur of the moment. I'm gonna save myself type deal.
It was a
Criminal.
turn.
He's a
Because-
criminal.
Right, but he also knew Leo could have told Leo didn't turn on him because that's the code. That's the code that they live by.
Mhm.
And you would think that even though, this is the
They
code
had that
we live by.
discussion.
Hmm?
Like they had that discussion. He was like, "Your daughter, I made sure she had everything she needed through school. I gave her a position. I wanted her to take over where I left off because I realized what happened, and it
You
was
never knew
my
that was
fault."
her. You never knew that was her.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did.
Mhm.
Yes, he did. In the prison scene when they were sitting at the table together, he said, "I knew that was your daughter. I watched her the whole entire time you were in prison. I watched her like she was mine to make sure nothing would happen to her.
And I didn't
I
ask
brought her
you-
into this company to make sure she takes it over when I leave. I left it all for her, not my son, for her.
Hmm.
And you did this what? For revenge? To get back
Yeah.
at me?"
Like, I get where Giancarlo's character was coming from, but like from a viewer,
Yeah, I get him too.
I didn't
He's
think
supposed
he-
to do that.
I didn't think the guy. I don't know. He saved himself. He's a criminal, and that's who he is.
Yeah,
So,
you didn't
yeah.
see him showing up at the prison with like SIM cards for him to like sell
just means that
to survive until he got out of prison. You didn't see him saying, "Hey, come find me when you get out." You didn't see him sending no letters or no putting money in his prison account. You didn't see any of
You didn't
that.
see any of
So
that,
where
no.
you been? Where you
Yeah,
been,
but-
bro?
Like, you know what I'm saying? Giancarlo spent 17 years in jail, didn't snitch. The other
Yeah.
guy, Silas, if it was on the other foot, Silas might have been,
Would've
like
turned.
them scenes on the first 48 where they bring in the steak and the lobster. Like, yeah, he got a auto shop over. This is good. Yeah, he been singing like a bird. Like, what's his name? Jack Courtney's character. He was ready to double cross everybody every chance he got.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Jay
He
Courtney
was
was.
stabbing everybody.
Jay
in the back.
Courtney was going to do everybody. He so told you, "We're going to get everybody in the back. We're going to take all these bonds."
But the
And
messed up part is that just how Jay Carney wanted her back too. She shot
Yep.
his ass in the throat. He couldn't even talk.
No, she broke his windpipe. Like
Oh,
she
right.
suffocated him.
She broke his windpipe. She
Yeah,
choked
thought
him.
she suffocated him.
Yeah,
Choked
she
him
suffocated.
out.
She crushed
Yeah.
his windpipe.
Yeah, and he couldn't
So
talk no
he
more. He
couldn't
talked
even
all
talk
that.
anymore, and he still
But
wanted his
that's
wife
he
back.
got emotional when he killed RJ.
I think he wanted her back to kill her. I think he wanted to hunt her down to kill her.
I don't think so. I think he would have choked her out and then kissed her,
I don't know.
and they would have got
I
back
thought he was
together.
still in love with her. And
Yeah, he was. He wrote in the letter. Y'all right, because in the letter he talked about going down on her, how it made him feel in heaven and shit. Yeah, it was wild. It's a wild. It was a wild. I kind of liked all the characters here. I liked RJ when he hugged Ava and he was like, "I didn't have any emotional touch in my family, and we were mean to each other. So this is why I'm really fucked up." That's what I thought. I thought RJ was siding with Tati's character, Hannah. I thought she was siding with Hannah. I was like, oh, maybe he's one of Hannah's girlfriend's friends. Maybe they all know each other, and then he's the inside guy for her.
I
But
just
when-
want to know who Hannah's baby daddy was.
It didn't even matter. She was 6 months later, and she was newly
It mattered
pregnant.
to me.
She was like, it might have been one of the triplets. Who knows?
This
I
is
know it might have
more than
been. I
different,
feel
I thought
like
she was
I
pregnant
feel like
before
Roger
the-
was the daddy.
Okay, so do we want a season 2 of
They
this?
did.
Huh?
Yeah,
Everybody's dead.
Well, Judy and
He's
Sam
not
are still
dead, and
alive.
whatchamacallit's not dead.
And Hannah's
I
still
definitely
alive.
don't want to see a
And
movie
Hannah's
with
not
Judy.
dead. Yeah, we
I
got.
definitely don't want to see a movie with
That's
Judy.
left.
and
And
Stan.
whatchamacallit is technically in prison. He's not dead. We got a bunch of characters here that are still alive.
No, I think this story ended the way it needed to end, and I kind of liked how
Thumbs
it
down.
ended.
Silas' son popped the cap in Leo and Ray under the bridge.
Was that his son?
Yeah.
Oh, it
I didn't know
was?
that was.
I thought it was the triplets too. Okay.
No, that was Silas' son.
How
I
do
thought
you
it was the
know?
triplets. I know they showed the shirt. And I didn't know what that shirt meant
Yeah.
Is that what the
because
shirt meant?
they showed the shirt.
I thought it was the same people. I thought the same person that killed the FBI agent was the person who killed Leo.
I thought it was them too. I thought it was the triplets too killed him
Nah, that's
anyway.
Silas' son.
Because Tati wanted
You don't know about the
Hannah
back-
wanted to save him, right? Hannah was like, I stopped them, y'all, from stealing the bonds because they would have killed all of us.
But the triplets didn't just get their money back. They got
They cleaned
double.
it. They
Yeah.
cleaned it.
The
they
rich
got-
got
No.
richer.
They got their money back
Mhm.
and they got the insurance money.
Right. Yeah, they
Uh-huh.
got
So they doubled the bill at $7 billion. They got $14 billion grand total. They came up.
They
Yeah,
came up
because
and
what
it was
the
clean.
daughter
All
said
of it
the
was
rich
clean.
get richer. It's it's a
Yeah.
classic tale of the rich getting richer. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what they're supposed to. They're the triplets.
Hannah's forever golden.
Yeah, and
Got
I feel like they should have got. I feel like Giancarlo
Oh.
Esposito. I feel like he should have got like a 10% like I helped you fee.
I feel like he should have been lucky to be alive.
Sanquin and Son said, nope, the shirt's the same shirt from White when he and Silas sat at the table together. So it's the same shirt that he had from White.
Hmm.
So
Same
it was
shirt that
some-
who had from White.
The son.
the
Oh,
son.
okay. Okay.
Like, Hannah got her percentage from the insurance.
Yeah,
So the
Hannah
triplets
got a
she got a cut from the
She
insurance.
came to them to stop it. Yeah. I think
Yeah. She was like, I knew I couldn't stop you, Dad, and you would got us all killed. They wouldn't have just killed you, they would killed all of us and everything that's connected to us.
Killed everybody they knew.
Yep.
Yep.
That was it.
they
Everybody
tried
they
to
knew.
fence it. They would have killed everybody that they knew. Like it would have been
You
real.
can't
real
even
bad.
fence
You know
$7
what really-
billion of
You know
bonds
what
from
really
some
sucks about that?
criminals.
You know what really sucks about that? You'd have your calendar filled out, like you got shit to do tomorrow on Saturday. You ain't gonna make it because somebody touch your ass on the street and you just fall dead.
Fall dead. Fall
Like,
dead.
shit, I had to mail this thing tomorrow. Now, no,
Yep.
That's like that old
It
Mission
was quick
Impossible.
too, right?
Mission
Like
Impossible
It was
season
quick.
2.
Mm-hmm.
Or episode
Like-
season 2. Mission Impossible, the second movie, the Tom Cruise movie,
Mhm.
where his wife was walking to the hospital, all of a sudden, like she just passed out because some dude passed her in the way in the hallway.
Yep.
yeah, everybody.
Yep.
Mark says everybody in the show got double crossed. That should have been the name. Everybody in the cross got double crossed.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Cross should have been the name. I can see it.
I don't know why the Kaleidoscope was just the colors of the
colors.
episode and like the way it was turning, like the turn
Yeah.
of the screw. I don't
Yeah.
know. Turn of the screw also would have worked.
So they started off with black, right? And
Mhm.
black
Did
is
they?
the absence of all color.
it
Yeah,
was like
black.
a 2-minute intro.
It was
What
2-minute
episode was
intro.
black? Oh, that
It was
one.
2-minute
Oh,
intro.
right.
And then they said that most people got white at the end, which is the full all colors. And so they show all the colors in the kaleidoscope. I love how they use the color too. So every episode had an
Personality, like-
overabundance of the color in it.
No,
And
I
they
didn't
even
get
hued
any of
the
that.
episode in that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get any of that.
Yeah. It was really smart. Really
So-
smart.
You guys got anything else y'all want to talk about? We're gonna re-rate it.
In the chat, Sanguine said the only thing, if the trips were as ruthless as they are, they clean up the loose ends. And
Yep.
Hannah's daughter was a loose end, really. I don't know, but I think she had proven her worth. Not
Mhm.
only did she find a way for them to launder all of their money, get it all back, double it, but remember, she was the one who broke the security at first to show them that their money wasn't safe. She was an asset at that
Mhm.
point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the thing is, for somebody who's that strong, in all those areas like that, the
You
triplets
keep
can double back and what I'm saying, pull her out of service, use her later.
Yeah.
Down the line.
Mhm.
Like Jay-Z said, who you gonna who she gonna tell?
Yeah, who's she gonna tell? No
who,
one.
who she gonna run to?
She's
At the
pregnant. She
top
got
of
a
the food
baby.
chain. She ain't gonna tell. She gonna tell the FBI. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
you have to
Who-
understand too. Triplets knew who Roger Salas was too. They're like,
Yeah.
come on, Graham. You fucking around. We know who you really are.
Right,
That's why
yeah.
we chose you. We didn't choose you because you had a high-tech vote. We choose you because you know you're a criminal. And
Okay,
you're not
but
willing to do these criminal things for us. You out the game? Nah, you ain't out the game.
sorry, but can we go back to how Silas's son knew that was Leo and that Leo was the one that got his daddy set up? Because his dad didn't tell him shit.
I mean, as far as we know, I mean, just the same way he set his ass, he said that with Bob's dumbass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that I'm kind of with Courtney. Like that seems like a big gap.
This is a kid who does nothing but spend his daddy's money and like wine. And now all of a sudden he has the purchase to like go and like find Leo Paps and then kill him.
But the thing is,
Okay.
it's not like he had to tell him details. Son, I'm in prison. Everything that I've worked for, everything, your inheritance, all that is taken away. You now living a life of destitute because of Ray somebody. That
Who is
dude right
on the run and homeboy doesn't have any capabilities, is not a criminal, doesn't know how he find him.
Yeah.
Leo was not out there on Twitter. He wasn't out there on Instagram with detailing his selfie and taking location shots. How he find him?
Yeah, tracking down. He had the hard. I don't know. I feel like
He
there's
got burner phones. Come on, man.
Yeah, I
No,
feel like
I'm
it's a gap.
sorry. That's a reach.
Sanguine
That's a
son,
reach.
Sanguine son in the chat said he just got a big talk from his dad on making decisions.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like that's a gap, and it's something there. Like, nah, I'm not.
He said
That's not the one that I was. He's not
he
Leo's
said
daughter,
the
right?
son, said
He's
the
not
son
making that
watched the video.
extrapolation.
He said the son watched the video. Said he
Watch the video.
no, he said he watched the video. Said Salas ran out of the room and the videos were still running.
Yeah.
Video of what?
The
Video.
the
Was it the
videos from the vault, the heist.
Oh,
Videos.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Because
they're
on
saw the
Silent's
video
computer.
of the heist.
And you get to think
Oh.
Ray is in the videos.
That still doesn't
Because
explain
remember,
how he found Ray.
Ray went hard at the end just to break into his and put the diamonds from 24 years back in her.
Yeah.
Right. That still doesn't
Yeah.
understand how he found the man that was hiding. But
Oh, that's true.
Okay.
Like he's hanging out in Central Park with,
Okay, cool. Well, let's rewrite this thing. Let's start with you, Chuck. How are you going to rewrite it?
I'm still giving it a full meal. I'm staying at a full meal.
Staying at a full meal. Okay. Courtney, how are you going to rewrite it?
I mean, I think I might be going down. I gotta, because I still, nobody explained to me how his son found him to shoot him. I got all these problems. I'm left with holes, my friends. I'm going down. I'm going to a snack.
To a snack. Okay. Rakai, how you gonna rewrite it?
oh, something in my heart says I want to go down to a mini meal, but I think I'm gonna leave it at a full meal. Just
Okay,
because I did on the initial watching, I did enjoy it as a full piece, and the number of holes that I had, I didn't let it bother me as much. So yeah, I do remember all the things that pissed me off. So
he said so there was a 6-month searching and preparing a son's own revenge.
Yeah.
What?
And who says it was the
6 months,
son?
yeah.
It could have been the son hired a killer and said, "This is my dad."
I don't know, man. I think we're
pulling.
pulling, but
I don't think it was the son. I think it was somebody else. I think the son. They probably hired somebody, or maybe they killed, or maybe the triplets killed everybody in their house, and that guy, the killer, wore the shirt.
I am going to keep mine at a mini meal as well, and that gives us a cumulative score of 3.25. So it went down, we'll round it, and that's going to give us a mini meal. So, Ronnie, if you want to, is Ronnie there, or get that, put up a mini meal on the screen?
Yep.
All right.
I'm sorry. I feel like I ruined it for y'all, but I was like, I can't.
I don't know if it was the son. I just think it could have been. It could have been somebody that killed the son and the wife and had the shirt on, just like that shirt.
But maybe it was meant to be ambiguous.
Yeah, I think it
For us
was. I think
not
it's
to know.
it's for us not to know.
Oh, Sanguine Sun said there was an article that filled it in. Thank you for that. I missed that. I did not know that there was an article because I was like, this, I see, I'm gonna stick with my mini meal or my, not mini meal, snack, because
I feel like
if
if I
I
had
gotta
to
read an article for you to
to
explain
figure
it
out
to
what it all, you
me,
missed something.
then sir, somebody failed the mission. I'm gonna stick with my snack. I appreciate you saying thank you so much. Thank you for joining in the chat and clearing that up for me.
Yeah, and I still say that was the weakness of the writing in this, because I mean, not that Quentin Tarantino is a mastermind, but the way that he took a bunch of random things and in Pulp Fiction made them all weave together into a perfect tapestry at the end. And we played enough video games now to this point where, you know, whatever your choice is, by the time you get to the end, you get an entirely different ending. And that's what this should have been. So if I watched it in a different order, I should have got a different ending or something like that. Like this.
Well, I mean, I respect the ending as to what it was. But like you, I feel like if you're gonna basically try to tell Ocean's 11 in the style of Pulp Fiction, then that shit needs to be fan fucking tastic. You know what I'm saying? It's gotta be lit. I went in expecting like fucking like magic show and shit. Like I really thought that there was gonna be something like now you see me, now you don't. You got Kaleidoscope and things like Rotan. I expected some like just magical filmmaking, and I got basic.
You were expecting a lot of sleight of hand.
Well, no,
I
was expecting sleight of filmmaking. I was expecting somebody to give me something extra special. You went this hard with your concept, and the concept is nice. You know what I'm saying?
But it's hard when you got it's the first time you got 5,500 permutations. You're gonna be kind of conservative on it if it's the first time you do it.
But still, I mean, you got Now You See Me, Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, Ocean's 11. You try to put them all together, and you come out with the Diet Dr. Pepper version of all.
But there's only one way to watch those. There's only one way to watch. You name movies that are 2 hours long. There's only one way to watch it. Versus you have something that is 8 hours, and you can watch it in any order of the 8 hours. That's the difference.
The marketing was better than the show.
Yes, the marketing was really good. But I like the attempt. I like the fact that Netflix takes your algorithm and applies the shows and give you the shows in the best order that you would like them.
So do we want to see
participation?
Do we want to see things like this in the future?
I do.
Only if they're done well.
Just didn't execute. Huh?
I like the novelty of it. So yes, I will take back my muttering. And I will say yes, I would like to see something fresh. It was an attempt, and I think that there should be more attempts made. Hopefully successful attempts.
Good stuff. Cool. Rakai, what about you? Would you like to see something in this vein kind of attempted again? Maybe better execution next time?
Would like better execution, like something that would be heat. Is like, say they gave, they did it in chapters again. They gave you all these random chapters, kind of like Pulp Fiction or something. And then depending on the order you watch them in, they film like 3 different endings. And depending on the order you watch it in, like, if you watch in these particular orders, then you get ending 1. And then, if you watch in these orders, you get ending 2. You watch in these orders, you get ending 3. So that way, the order that you watch them in actually does matter. I don't know, something, I think if we could move out of that medium, like where they do that with video game stuff, and put that in this type of medium, that would be hot.
Chuck,
so you want it to be a mixed match of, what was that Choose Your Own Adventure Netflix movie? Bandersnatch.
Yeah.
Chuck, what about you? You cool with the attempt, just maybe better? But you gave it a full meal, so you were kind of...
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I mean, it was very talky, and I think that's the problem. Like when y'all make Pulp Fiction reference and stuff, I'm thinking there's more action and more spectacle, and they didn't have a lot of that. It was a lot of talking, and it was kind of subdued. You
Okay.
know, like they were in prison doing a lot of talking. They did a lot of talking everywhere, but I enjoyed it. I binged it all in one day. So,
All right. Well, that's going to do it for our show this evening. We want to say shouts out to Digital Click. They provide of all of our marketing needs and our banners, and they keep us looking good. Shouts out to Rodney, our technical director. He put up our graphical representations. And again, Digital Click, they actually made the graphical representation. Shouts out to everybody in the chat. We appreciate you guys for coming through and supporting us. The Geekish Network, we are a network devoted to people of color. We have amazing people in front of the camera and behind the camera. So please support us. Support us on YouTube, on Facebook, and on Twitch. With that being said, we're going to get out of here. Next week, we're doing Velma. As of right now, we're doing Velma. So tune back in next week. Same geek time, same geek channel. And we'll talk to you guys later. Peace.